I just got back from picking out a full skincare routine from Walmart. I've been seeing a lot of posts online about like drugstore routines. Usually the products they pick out are like 20 bucks a pop. And in my mind, if you're researching into how to set up a skincare routine from a store like Target or Walmart or for them drugstore, that you want to keep on the cheap side. So I kept that in mind while I picked some stuff up. I would have filmed in the store, but I don't want to be that one crazy chick in the skincare aisle staring at stuff for 15 minutes plus talking to myself, because I'm already the crazy chick staring at stuff in the aisle for 15 minutes. They have, I call it the maze of death. They lock up the makeup in the skincare section, and you have to pay for your stuff in that section, or you have to leave with it in this like locked plastic box. And I had the gal running the register in the maze of death bug me like 10 times asking if I needed help. So on top of being in there for way too long, I wasn't going to be the crazy person mumbling to themselves on camera. So I did pick out quite a bit of things, and I got a toner, moisturizer, serum. I got a couple face masks. Let's get home and I'll show you everything I found, and we'll use some of it to take off my makeup of the day, and I'll let you know what I think. Okay, so we're back at home. You might hear my parakeets in the background. I had to boot them from the office. I work at home, so they are usually chilling in here with me all day just to keep me company, but they're being pretty noisy right now, so I booted them out in the hallway. So I just wanted to go through and show you guys what I picked up at Walmart. I feel like a lot of people have it in their mind that average brands like Garnier or Almay or Neutrogena aren't as good as the high-end department store brands, or like things you'll find at Sephora that we're seeing plastered all over Instagram nowadays, like Drunken Elephant and Pharmacy. I feel like especially brands like this Garnier one that I picked up from Walmart today, that people don't want to show it online when they're talking about their skincare routines. Especially, I've become really involved in the skincare community on Instagram lately, and people do not post these brands. I don't know if this is because they're not using them, or they just don't want to have this kind of packaging in their picture perfect Instagram pictures. They really are just as effective if you know where to look. So I went in there with the intention to find a cleanser, a toner, a moisturizer, an under eye treatment, because I'm fighting some pretty bad dark circles right now. I have about 2 pounds of concealer on, so you can't see them at the moment, and a exfoliant. First product I picked up was this serum. This is a vitamin C serum. Vitamin C is not the main ingredient in here. It does have quite a few other ingredients going on. Let me get, there's ferulic acid in here, aloe vera, glycolic acid, lactic acid, and that's actually a good thing with vitamin C. Vitamin C is chock full of antioxidants, but because of that, vitamin C is extremely unstable and oxidizes like crazy. That's why you'll sometimes see when you first get a vitamin C serum, it should always be clear. What will happen is, as the serum is exposed to oxygen and air, sunlight, heat, it will start to yellow or even turn orange. This is because the vitamin C is oxidizing. But when it's combined with other acids, especially ferulic acid, it helps stabilize it and helps delay the oxidization. Usually, if it's properly stored, a good serum should last about 6 months. That is an acceptable time frame for a product to last. And if it is like this one where it's bundled with different acids, that does boost its shelf life. This e.l.f. Hello Hydration Face Cream. Part of what made this stand out to me was actually, it says on the packaging that has hyaluronic acid and a peptide complex. And I have been using Drunk Elephant's Protini Peptide Cream lately. This cream is not quite the same as the Drunk Elephant I was talking about. It is a bit greasier, or I wouldn't say greasy. It's just not quite that watery texture. It does have a slight fragrance. I do like my skincare to be fragrance free, but this isn't very strong, so it's not too big of a deal for me. It's formulated with beneficial ingredients like squalane, hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, peptide complex for non-greasy moisture and soft, supple skin. It is on the thicker side, and I'll put some on the back of my hand here. So a little does go a very long way with this. It doesn't sink in lightning fast, but it doesn't leave a greasy feel. So this cream is 1.8 ounces and is $12. And then next up, also from e.l.f.'s new line of skincare, is their illuminating eye cream. This one is 0.49 ounces, so almost half an ounce. And this was $10. The buzzwords they have on the front here is purified water, cucumber, and green tea. It is a lot of packaging for a tiny bit of product. Like I said, it's only half an ounce. The little pull tab for the protective layer looks like a leaf. So this is a pretty bouncy gel. This does have a more watery consistency than the facial cream that we just tried out. Next up for cleanser, I got the Garnier Skin Active Soothing Cleansing Milk. This is meant to remove makeup and excess oil all in one. It does come in a nice pump. I do like that on the back Garnier has put a breakdown of each product and what it's derived from. I don't really like that some of these, say like the first, the isopropyl, it says it can come from coconut or other plant. It seems like if they went to the trouble to make this breakdown for their consumers, that they could actually disclose the specific source of the ingredient instead of kind of pointing you in a vague direction, but it was something that they tried. And then for masks, I got the e.l.f. Pore Clearing Glitter Peel Off Mask, but I was interested to see that this is also formulated with charcoal, witch hazel, and lavender, which I found interesting. Usually glitter masks don't have anything else to them. You'll see charcoal sometimes, but mostly companies just throw that in for color. I would not recommend a peel-off mask like this if you have sensitive skin or if you're prone to breakouts after using harsh, or if you're prone to like hormonal acne. These can be good once in a while. I would not use these more than once a week tops. I would personally use these about once every 2 weeks, just because when you are using a heavy duty peel off mask like this, you are removing some blackheads and dead skin, but you are also stripping your sebaceous filaments. And what that is just the natural lining of your pores. So it can look like you are getting a lot of gunk out, especially when you use things like pore strips and you see all of that stuff coming out of your nose. It actually isn't all blackheads. A lot of that material is just your sebaceous filaments, and those refill every 30 days if you have removed them, and they are naturally occurring. They're not bad. They are supposed to be there. If you do go stripping your sebaceous filaments too often, it can stretch out your pores, or it could even damage your skin barrier. So that's definitely not something we'd like to do. And then last up, the last thing I got, the L'Oreal Paris Pure Sugar Scrub. This is a kiwi inspired sugar scrub. So this says it's a blend of free pure sugars with kiwi seeds, peppermint, and lemongrass oils. So this would be good for oily skin types or dry skin types, just so you can get that exfoliation going. So this is what it looks like. It's a green gel with the kiwi seeds suspended in there. I do like the look of it. I think it's really cute with the kiwi seeds, so that it looks like you're looking into a kiwi, but I would be careful while massaging this into your skin with those kiwi seeds. They might be a little rough if you rub them too thoroughly on one spot. I'm not sure how to describe the scent of this guy. I wouldn't call it kiwi or even fruit. It's kind of like a very, very strong, almost aloe vera scent. It was $9.77 at Walmart. So now what I'm going to do is I will take all of this stuff into my bathroom and take you guys in there with me. And so let me gather up all my skincare goodies here and we'll hop into the bathroom and see how this stuff tests out. Okay, we are back and in my bathroom and rings are off and we're ready to start smearing stuff on my face. I'm gonna start with trying out the Garnier cleansing milk. I was kind of surprised the directions say to start this on dry skin. So this is a bit thicker than I thought it was going to be. Cleansing milk led me to think that it was going to be more watery. It does have a very, very subtle rose scent, but not very strong. So let's get a fair amount on here since we're starting with dry skin. So this is 2 pumps here. It says just to massage this into your skin. Now right now I am wearing full makeup, foundation, bronzer, and everything. I don't have super heavy eye makeup on today. My mascara isn't waterproof, but it is pretty heavy on there. I'm wearing the Better Than Sex mascara. So this seems to be doing a pretty good job on my foundation so far. 2 pumps has been pretty much smeared around by taking care of my face makeup though, so I'm gonna take a little bit more in my fingers to try to tackle my eyes. So let's start with 1 so I can actually see what's going on here. It seems like it's doing a good job on the eyeshadow. It's starting to break down the mascara, but not much. And this is not a waterproof mascara. Well, I am gonna bend over my sink here and get the other eye and rub in real good. And I will flip back up once I'm done. Okay, so I'm flipped back up, and as you can see, I still have some pretty major raccoon eye action going on here. It did take off my face makeup pretty good, just not the mascara. But that's alright. My skin does feel pretty clean. I've gotten all the eyebrow stuff off. I've gotten all my foundation off. So I will just go in real quick here. My cellar water, this is also Garnier and it is sold at Walmart as well. Would be an option to pick up if you wanted to. I believe it's only like $4 for this thing and it's 14 ounces. I've had this like 2 years. I don't wear a lot of makeup, so I don't have much occasion to use it, which is why it has lasted me so long. But like, I just soaked this little cotton ball, and if I had went at my makeup with just this without washing it, I could get it all with 1 cotton ball. So it is really worth the money, and it is very sensitive. It doesn't leave any oily residue, and I do prefer it for taking off eye makeup just because your eyes are such a sensitive area. Okay, so there we go with that. So I wouldn't say the cleansing milk was a fail. I do really like it. I think it would be a really nice everyday cleanser since it's so gentle. So now that we are done with cleansing, let's play with some of these masks here before we get into the moisturizers. So just a reminder, I did get the Pure Exfoliating Scrub and then also the Pore Peel Off Mask. I'm only going to put this on areas where I want it to address blackheads. Like I said earlier, most of the product you see being peeled off with these kind of peel off masks is your sebaceous filaments. So unless you have blackheads in the area or like really bad dry skin, there really isn't a point to using these kind of masks because it's just stressing out your skin for no reason. And then do also make sure with this kind of mask to stay far away from your sensitive under eye area. These masks are good at what they do, but they are very rough on your skin. So keep them away from delicate skin like under your eyes. And if you have active breakouts, I would not recommend using this because it could just inflame whatever blemishes you have going on at the moment. And this goes for all peel off masks. Make sure you're putting on a pretty thick layer There's nothing more frustrating than accidentally putting on a mask too thin and it not peeling off the way it should. And then I do have a couple blackheads on my chin, so I'm just gonna slap on some down here as well. Okay, that's a fashionable look, isn't it? So let's let that dry, and then we'll be fancy and do some multi-masking with our kiwi scrub. So an extra mask on my fingers rinsed off pretty easy, so it seems like even if this doesn't peel off nicely, that any excess should rinse off. So let's see, I assume they will recommend to use this kiwi scrub on wet skin, but let's try. I'm surprised this says on dry skin as well. Oh, but massage with wet fingers, so it doesn't really matter. Usually exfoliants, so I have my fingers like dripping wet. You want to have a lot of water going on, because if you rub too much on dry skin, that's just really tough on your skin. I've got my skin pretty wet. On this formula, it's pretty gooey. It's not too hard, so I'm just gonna slaver some up there to work with. A little there, a little there. I have been fighting some breakouts on my cheeks, so I am happy to get this sugar going. So the kiwi seeds in here aren't too scrubby. They mostly just skate around on top, so most of the scrubbing action you're getting is from the sugar here. So I am going to take a wet washcloth here to wipe off the scrub and try not to get this wet. It is wiping off pretty easily, so it does feel very smooth. My skin doesn't feel irritated at all, so that's a good sign. And I don't have any redness going on. You usually don't want a scrub to leave you looking red. If it does leave you looking red, that is usually a sign that scrub is too powerful for you and you need to step it down or go use a lighter hand with it. We're almost dry, but not quite. So we'll give this a bit longer. So what I'll do is, I've only had this on about 3 minutes probably. Usually masks like this take at least 7 to 10 to fully dry. So I am going to pause you guys real quick and then I'll bounce back in once this is actually dry and show you how it peels off. We're back. I probably should wait longer, but I got bits of this wet while I was wiping off the scrub and I don't think it's ever going to dry, so we're just going to go for it. The chin is definitely dry though, so. Guess I did get some of that wet. Okay, well the parts I did not get wet came off. It wasn't uncomfortable to take off. I don't see anything on my little flaky here. But like I said earlier, usually what you're removing is really just those sebaceous filaments that are supposed to be in there. And if it does hurt, usually the cause of that pain is you're pulling out the peach fuzz on your face, and beauty does not equal pain. So something does not have to hurt to mean it's working. So this is a little more uncomfortable over here, but that's just because I have more peach fuzz on my cheeks than on my chin. Hopefully most of this comes off. Some did get damp earlier. Okay, we got most of it. Looking at my little thing here, I don't have any jaw-dropping goop that was removed. It did give a nice peel from the parts that cleanly peeled off. I don't have any glitter left, so that's good. These areas just got damp earlier, so they're not gonna dry no matter what. I got too much water mixed into the mask here, so I'm just gonna take that damp washcloth and clean them off here. So peel off masks are nice if you're looking to get rid of dead skin, or if you're trying to remove blackheads. Really, exfoliation is the way to go. Even if a peel off mask was peeling out blackheads, it's just going to be getting the very top of the pore, because what a blackhead is, it's just excess oil that has gone trapped in the pore, and the very tip of it has discolored from oxidization from hanging out on your skin for so long. So the peel off mask is not going to pull out the entire blackhead, it's just going to stick on to whatever's on the surface, because the entire blackhead, it's not stuck together, it's all sebum and oil. So even if it was super strong, it's not going to pull it all out, it's just going to break apart. So exfoliation is really the way to go, or using like a chemical exfoliant. Glycolic acid is a really good one for getting rid of blackheads and excess dead skin. I love glycolic acid. I'm going to move on to serum, and we're going to be trying that vitamin C serum. So this does have vitamin C and ferulic acid. Vitamin C especially helps with acne and lightening, and it is better to move forward with your skincare routine while your skin is still damp. If you let your skin completely dry out between steps, it can actually damage your skin's barrier. It's better to move quickly, or at least to re-wet your skin before you go in with a serum. I've never had a vitamin C serum have a scent. I don't know why they would put fragrance in here. It's not a bad scent, I'm just a little intrigued by it. It's a little weird for it to be in there. I'm gonna let that fully sink in. Usually you should let your serum completely sink in before you move on to moisturizer. So now that we have put on our serum, I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Illuminating Eye Cream. And this does say that it's supposed to help with dark circles and puffiness. And as you can see, I have some interesting dark circles going on. So I just took a little bit on my finger. You do always want to be really gentle with your eye area there. Gently glide or pat it in. And then you don't have to let your eye cream completely soak in before moving on to moisturizer, because you're not really going to be going over those areas very heavily with your moisturizer. Tiny bit of this. And I usually just dot it everywhere I want it. So this one doesn't have a scent. It is a richer consistency. And my skin, especially after we just used that peel-off mask, needs a lot of hydration. Whenever you use a peel-off mask like that, you gotta be sure to go back in and feed your skin. Because if you peel off all your oil and then you don't go back in with a moisturizer, your pores are just going to go into overdrive, making oil to make up for it. So I am really liking this moisturizer. It's sinking in fairly quickly. It is on the richer side, but it's not greasy. It doesn't feel oily. I'm pretty happy with how this Walmart skincare routine adventure turned out. I spent about 40 bucks on everything. There were a couple more expensive products that I was interested in, like I was looking at one facial cream there that was 18 bucks, but I did want to keep everything on the cheaper side because you don't always have to pay an arm and a leg to get higher formulas or even like Korean beauty stuff. I found quite a few websites selling Korean beauty and skincare products for very cheap, cheaper than what we spent today. And they're just as good or even better. I'm going to be doing a haul soon from Alifia that has some really good quality and cheap products that if you're willing to wait a tiny bit of time for shipping are well worth the wait. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed it. I like having a kind of challenge like this, and it's always fun to try out new products. If you're not following me on Instagram, I post about new skincare pretty much every day. And then also I'm going to keep using these products for probably in the next week or two just to see how they stand up to more expensive counterparts and see if I can even tell the difference. So be sure to follow me there to get updates and see how that turns out. And if you have any other cheap recommendations from stores like Walmart or other supermarkets that do carry skincare that you love, I'd love to know about it. Or if you've used any of these products, or if you have any questions about products or like ingredients that I didn't cover, I'd love to talk with you down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!